What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So, how to identify an old soul? Oftentimes an old soul will look more grounded. They will have this energy about them that just feels very, very much so like they're grounded, and they have a equilibrium with the environment. And also on top of that, will often look very weathered. Sometimes old souls, they tend to look very weathered in the event that they've been through many lifetimes and they've seen many things, and the whole reincarnation process is a tiring process. It's tiring to regenerate within each new reincarnation and each new life. It takes a lot of energy to actually transition from one life to the next. So oftentimes an old soul can look tired and weathered. And I would also say how you can identify an old soul is that they often have wisdom beyond their years. So you often see an old soul who, they might be younger in their body, like they might be, I don't know, 12 years old, 13, 14 years old, but they might be speaking on wisdom that is beyond their earth years. So they might come out with wisdom that you would think, how does someone that young know that? And they might speak on things that they haven't necessarily been through it in this lifetime, but they seem to have an intrinsic understanding of their circumstance and situation, and they seem to have certain nuggets of wisdom that someone their age typically wouldn't have. So that's another way to identify an old soul. They have wisdom beyond their years. I think another way to identify an old soul is that they have multiple talents. So you might see an old soul who's maybe had a lifetime as a famous music artist. Maybe they were a warrior in past times. Maybe they were a scholar in another lifetime. And then in their current reincarnation, they might be a mix of everything. So although they're not like a famous musician or a warrior or a scholar, they have little hints of each lifetime in this lifetime. So they might have musical talent, which is obvious. They might have, I don't know, the ability to fight, which is obvious. They may have wisdom that you might associate with a scholar. These are just examples, of course. And because of this, although they aren't known as any particular one thing, they have multiple talents, and it seems to be an effortless thing. Many old souls might not actually pursue any specific one of those talents entirely because they want to enjoy revisiting certain aspects of their past life. So they may not go all in on the music. They may not go all in on becoming a fighter. They may not go all in on becoming a scholar, or let's look at some other examples like a dancer or a nurse or whatever. They may not go all in because they want to actually just experience revisiting, going to different aspects of their past lives. So often old souls will not have the desire to chase monetary worth, and they won't associate their worth with monetary value. And oftentimes they will be secluded. They might be quite solitary people. They might only keep small company. You often find that old souls have they're not fully conventional, so some people might think they're a little weird. And it's because they've had many different lifetimes, and because of this, they don't, the universe has kind of marked them. So because they've had so many different lifetimes, they're kind of pulling in different directions with their energy, and so they might do things and say things that are a little bit unconventional and off the cuff. And so younger souls who are younger than them might associate that with being a little bit weird, when really they've lived multiple lifetimes, so it's hard for them to be straight down the middle and conventional with their energy. But ultimately, old souls, you know, there's less of them. Most likely, if you're listening to this video, you're going to be an older soul, because younger souls don't really tend to sort out this type of content. But older souls tend to be more grounded. They tend to be a little bit weathered. They tend to come out with wisdom beyond their years, and they also tend to have multiple interests and multiple talents because of past lives before. Now remember, the goal of this whole thing isn't to prove that past lives are real. It's not about proving it. It's about using the potential that it's real to try and discern and create clarity and understanding on certain situations as they unfold in front of you. Let me know what you think about what I spoke about here. If I left anything out, let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.